It's the book of AlphaRonomy, homie. Read it or weep. You know, man, I was in a small town in Louisiana, and the level of poverty that I witnessed in that town is enough to make you want to instantly make a change and affect that environment in a positive manner. And so that's what I have been trying to do. What I must say is that it is hard work being in the trenches, affecting people's lives, giving hope to children who don't have hope. You know, you have to understand how it feels to see a group of young children, 6, 7 years old, walking in the dead of winter, not only without coats, but with short sleeves on, worn shoes, worn clothes, and we're talking about the beginning of the winter. That's the level of poverty we're talking about here. We're talking about the level of poverty where a kid looks like he hasn't had a bath in weeks. A little kid, 11, 12 years old, man. So when I hear someone tell me that I should be supporting NFL players who are millionaires by and large because they have chosen to kneel during the national anthem in a protected environment on national television where they do not have to be concerned with being beat, sprayed with water hoses, attacked by dogs, shot, lynched, stabbed, or jailed. Forgive me if I am not entertained. Man, that is nothing. So to tell me that Colin Kapernick is the modern Muhammad Ali means that you have no earthly idea about the history of not only black people in this country, but the story of Muhammad Ali. You see, Muhammad Ali was the world's champ, one of the most internationally revered athletes on earth, and he gave it all up. Mind you, we're talking about in an environment where the racism of that time made today seem like a daycare center with very well-behaved kids. This man took on the United States government for his freedom. So to tell me that an NFL player who doesn't even see action on the field has lost anything close to what Muhammad Ali lost. And not only that, he lost it in the prime of his career. And as great as he was, we will never know how great he could have been. So don't ever disrespect a man so great who risked so much and lost so much by telling me that there is a player today who is not on the level of, you see, if he had been on the level of Tom Brady, then we could have a comparison. But how do you or I know that if he was on that level, he would have done the same thing? You see, his rights were not even offended. He was not even fighting for a right. Man, even in the civil rights struggle, they knew that simply kneeling down wasn't enough. Look at all of the things that they did, all of the risks they took when they couldn't even fight back when they were attacked. There are things going on in this society that are disproportionately affecting black people, especially black youth. And you want to tell me that I should not be supporting the NFL and I should be supporting Colin Kaepernick and the players who want to kneel. And man, I don't care about any of that, because billionaires do not lose battles. You are trying to have a money battle with not one billionaire, a group of billionaires, over 30 billionaires. What money war do you think you can win with over 30 billionaires? You can't win. So take that energy, do something positive in your community to affect the plight of those who are less fortunate than you, while you're sitting around with your internet support. You see, the only thing comparable to the internet gangster is the internet pro-black, the internet supporter of a cause. Because all you have to do is click a button, make a comment, Get out here in the trenches and make a difference. And then you will understand how much of an imbecile you sound like with your banter about how everyone should be supporting Colin Kaepernick and he's so great and he's this great guy. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not knocking the guy for bringing attention to something on a national stage, but his stage is not bigger than the news. This has already been all over the news. All of the reports are all over the internet. He hasn't shined any new light on anything by kneeling. All this has done is brought attention to him because these issues already had attention. And tell me what change has taken place. There's a story just recently where a young black girl, a really young black girl, was handcuffed by cops because they mistook her for being a middle-aged white woman. Where's the outcry about that? And while we're on it, let's talk about the little Keaton boy who's being bullied. Look at all the outpouring of support. But what about the little girl who committed suicide? I didn't see any support for her. You see, the problem is that the internet has made all of you become so detached from the reality of the world that your entire being is based on what you can accomplish online. That is why we have internet trolls. Trolling is the antithesis of being active in the world. You can say what you want to say, be who you want to be, and it's never going to affect you personally because it is all a facade. Get out here and put in the work. Stop supporting privileged millionaires who are going home to mansions and driving cars that are worth more than 5 years of your salary. And you want to sit around and support them against a group of billionaires who practically run the country's economy. You cannot wake anyone up when you are still asleep. So I suggest that you wake up. See the world clearly. Stop looking through the eyes of your laptop, of your smartphone. It is not reality. The reality of the world is that NFL players kneeling for the national anthem does absolutely nothing except draw attention from the real issues in this society. So you keep focusing on the NFL and supporting Colin Kaepernick and all of the other NFL players who are making millions a year to play a game that they've played their entire lives, while I take my time, energy, and resources to help those who are truly in need of my support. The children who have no hope for the future except the hope that is given to them by those of us who are actually in the trenches doing work that affects lives. Peace.